Gervonta Davis's modest stature causes headaches only for his antagonists. This compact KO artist sits on his punches to deliver maximum force.
And sting! Some NFL team, the Baltimore Ravens.
And crushes the opposition in his pursuit of shiny belts.
Show something at the beginning of the round to stay in it, and now Davis thinks he's got him.
Dubbed Tank, he will soon roll back into the ring.
Kind of awkward, but in this fight he's not the
So it's time to review the master of heavy caliber uppercuts.
Is that right to the body? Straight left!
Gervonta first set foot in a boxing gym at just 5 years old, coming under the guidance of trainer Calvin Ford. Even back then, little Davis could thump and outpunched bigger guys in local tournaments. His disproportionately large head and hard-nosed style earned him the nickname Tank, which he goes by to this day. Breaking into the next level at 12, Davis won 3 straight junior national championships. At 17, he won the biggest U.S. amateur tournament, the Golden Gloves, but missed the London Olympics because of the age limit. Leaving the amateur ranks with a record of 205 wins and 15 losses, in 2013, 18-year-old Davis turned pro. Due to incompetent management, he was still an unknown commodity even after scoring 10 stoppages in 11 fights in a year and a half, until Floyd Mayweather noticed the ambitious flyweight. The great champion recognized the prospect's talent in a sparring session and took him under his wing. After signing with Mayweather Promotions, Gervonta quickly rose from the mire of small regional venues. His entrance test came against Luis Sanchez with a respectable 17-4 record.
By knockout.
The pressuring Davis threw his rear hand naked to all levels.
By Floyd himself. Sanchez coming in saying, Floyd told Gervonta, you're the one.
Ducked under the incoming fire.
Have a young fighter that has so many devastating knockouts, they get into a mode of
drag him into the later round. So I think we're going to see a conservative
and delivered with pullback counters.
Approach from Sanchez in the first round. And he likes that head movement, setting up power shots. We saw that in his last fight. We're seeing it again.
Sanchez retaliated.
Gervonta, who picks it up with a couple of exchanges with Sanchez,
raising the intensity of the confrontation.
What Davis is doing is he's changing up that power shot.
Left uppercut.
Upon receiving orders from above, Gervonta established a long-range cross.
Well, he brings it back up now, but Davis's hands were as low as they had been about.
Going to overcommit so I can, land that big counter shot for Luis Sanchez, hoping he walks into it.
And by the 8th round, stopped holding back on the inside.
Gloves again. He says, I got some more to throw here. Davis has, well, if Floyd was telling him don't throw the home run.
Nice uppercut.
Oh, and a second one drops Sanchez.
Perforating the enemy's armor.
The fight.
Tank got the uppercuts flowing.
Been fighting with the knockout, the sensational knockout.
Bring it down. That feet left there.
And the final blast followed soon.
Good enough.
Oh, that's why. Lightning quick. And that's it. Katie Bayless has seen enough. Hold up. And sting.
Loading up like a spring for a second, Davis uncorked an unconventional upward hook.
Straight through his face.
Man.
Facing the tough Guillermo Avila 3 months later, Gervonta launched long left straights.
His timing and use his power.
But at the end of the day, he had that equalizer, and that's that.
And incorporating the lead hook.
Win by a dominating performance because he just feels that Davis hasn't.
Davis dives in with a couple of lefts.
Guys, one of his nicknames,
the Tank.
Deliberately stayed in the pocket.
He can win that way against Davis.
Despite the skill discrepancy,
and he goes to the head.
The underdog stubbornly sought his chance on the attack.
Some wild shots missing.
Well.
Then Davis came down under.
They land 1 for 1. The power
and went on the assault.
To Davis, I think he has him caught under the eye.
Just cut.
all the while staying defensively responsible.
Big cut explode.
In the 4th round, he switched to tank mode,
Gervonta Davis piling up points. The crowd
no longer neglecting the vulnerable torso.
rounds has dissipated because of that cut. That body shot hurt him. Big body.
Pinned against the ropes, the adversary showed toughness, both physical
Left and a right, and a left and a right. This could be a stoppage. Final seconds.
and mental.
Tank drops him. And some showboating here, as you cannot be seen.
Allowing the Mexican to work after the break,
Just wasn't ready.
But that punch came different than any.
Davis put an end to the story.
Needed to show something at the beginning of the round to stay in it, and now Davis thinks he's got him done, and Michelle Myers has seen enough. It is
The primary means of inflicting damage, once again, were the left cross and serial uppercuts.
at the beginning of the round to stay in it, and now Davis thinks he's got him done.
Additionally, Tank annihilated former contender Mario Macias in 30 seconds.
Town NFL team, the Baltimore Ravens.
A leaping lead hook with both feet leaving the ground, also known as a gazelle punch, verified Davis's knockout power in both cannons.
NFL team, the Baltimore Ravens.
With 15 finishes and 16 fights, at the start of 2017, Gervonta got a crack at the IBF Super Featherweight belt at 130 pounds that belonged to the undefeated 22-0 Jose Pedraza. Staying safe in his Philly shell, Davis served a 2-piece, counted the ribs, and got the uppercuts going. Working the counter. He brawled in the phone booth and outsmarted his foe at mid-range as well. Any action by the champion was instantly punished.
Good jab by Davis.
What saved him was his pristine chin and the desire to catch the challenger.
Davis is just daring.
Who was becoming increasingly flamboyant and focused on the mid-zone.
Davis continues to keep in letting it go.
Body punches sucked the oxygen out of Joe's lungs, and he switched to soprano. Having heard enough, Davis ended the concert with a flurry. Started investing into single shots. And after assessing his opponent's wobbly state, put a bow on it in the 7th. A right hook from the hip reached its target, disconnecting him from the battle hotline. At just 22 years old, Gervonta claimed his first world title.
Floyd, is this the future of boxing?
Is this the future of boxing? Abso-fucking-lutely.
Victories came so easily that Gervonta relaxed, ahead of his second defense against the unbeaten Francisco Fonseca, renowned for his aggressive style. Tank missed weight and lost his belt. Nevertheless, the fight took place. Davis was dishing out his trademark combinations.
Right hook to the body. Oh, and that left hand clipped Fonseca upstairs.
But they lacked their usual impact.
Ripping to the body with a right hook. Left uppercut upstairs.
Weathering the Americans' assaults, Fonseca gave as good as he got.
Again by Fonseca. He left at the head.
Oh, good counter.
Showboating
Counter does. He puts his hands behind his back. That's all.
Oh, what a nice left uppercut by Davis, who wants
Tank tried to downplay the challenger's minor successes.
some pay. And
nearly paying the price for it.
Make weight. Right out. You show. Vega bounces that right hand off the arm of Davis, but then catches him down. There's a right hand on cue to the body, Al Bernstein.
The contest remained competitive.
We could knock out Fonseca at any time. There's no Gervonta Davis would be gone.
Oh, and Davis.
Big right hand.
Hit by him, caught up, bounce, but
see Fonseca trying to knock again. He's under.
Only in the 8th round did Gervonta's counterpunching instincts save the day.
down in their respective careers.
Oh, nice counter left hand.
After a perfect pullback, he seized the chance.
Okay. The kids will tell you. Oh,
The frustrated Fonseca stayed on his knees for a while, likely due to a punch to the back of the head during the finishing sequence, which Davis, however, denied.
Assessment from your vantage point of that final blow.
I actually caught him with a body shot before. Right here. Boom, boom. That's the body shot. Now he took advantage of this punch right here. That's it.
Delaying a weight class change, in the spring of 2018, Gervonta took a shot at the vacant WBA strap. The antagonist was former champion Jesus Quishar, who had defended that same belt 5 times in the past.
Atención, bomba y se cayó.
In the Battle of Southpaws, the speedy Davis maneuvered around with precise single shots.
As he potentially sees the very solid body of 14.
Hammered the trunk,
With the right hook. It was in his quick shot. Because at distance, Gervonta Davis is
steadily piercing the guard.
not just willing to come forward. On straight left and down he goes.
A flawless cross hurt Quishar's liver. Then Gervonta returned to being the matador.
Round. Oh, big straight headbutt. And a nice left over. And he needs to close the gap.
Still, he didn't stay on the back foot for long.
Backing up his back foot against the ropes right up the body. And Davis puts him down.
Ending the bout with a trio of knockdowns.
And Davis close it out and win another title. Look at this punch. And this one is up.
Hugo Ruiz, with 4 dozen victories to his name, had his armor shattered to pieces.
A straight hook followed by a right hook. That found its mark and down goes Ruiz.
Tank claimed his 20th scalp.
Followed by a right hook. That found its mark and down goes Ruiz.
And in his hometown of Baltimore, began a usual shellacking of yet another contender in the open field.
For Nunez, by Davis to Nunez again. Davis peppering the body of Nunez.
After getting his eyes in the second stretch, Davis nonchalantly entered the clinch
Big left hook to the ribs. Oh, big left hook.
to solidify his superiority.
Can Nunez recover the big straight left? He's in big trouble. And this one.
I'm just learning. I'm young. I'm progressing. So we're working.
Despite Tank's complete dominance, fans wanted to see more established names in his resume. The 3-belt champion at the time was Vasily Lomachenko, who was signed to Bob Arum's Top Rank. Floyd didn't want to do business with them, nor possibly see the best version of Loma in the opposite corner. Therefore, when Davis moved up to 135 pounds at the end of 2019, he vied for the vacant WBA gold. The battle-tested 38-year-old Cuban, Yuriorkis Gamboa, had won Olympic gold.
Good left hand to the body, right to the chin.
Had 2 divisional straps,
Solis. And down goes Solis.
and a reputation as a sniper in the ring.
Get inside, throw the left, and down goes Martinez. Oh,
Knockout percent.
Nevertheless, the nimble Davis touched up the torso with straights
Homecoming fight Baltimore.
and switched up top.
There's a straight left that
Gamboa fell for Tank's favorite maneuver,
from the first. There's a big straight left.
getting tagged with a looping hook,
There's a straight left.
still softening the enemy's midsection.
Good right hook.
Gervonta would teleport into point-blank range, fast as a cheetah.
Right to the body. A straight left down.
Gamboa dodged a double jab, but once again missed the fun part, fully commanding the space of the ring.
That's another one. It's like target practice. And stop. Yeah.
Tank pounded his antagonist with left hands up and down.
That was blocked by Davis. Left to
The weapon of choice was, as always, the uppercut.
left uppercut connecting. Two big uppercuts. A big shot by...
However, the veteran's chin held up.
A big left uppercut. Connecting the thing. There's a straight left.
So Davis got back to bodywork.
A right hook to the body.
It wasn't until the 8th stretch that Gervonta clipped him on the clinch break. Chinned him with a step-in punch.
Left hook.
And rattled the Cuban's dome once more.
Davis, big straight left.
Gamboa regained his footing to surprise everyone late in the bout.
Gamboa steps in. Big shot!
Overzealous, Davis started interacting with the audience, for which he was immediately punished.
Followed by a right.
In the championship rounds, Tank reestablished dominance using Floyd's signature move.
Straight left.
Clearly not content with going to a decision.
Big straight left, a couple big shots. Davis trying to finish off Gam. Over Middlesex, down goes Davis.
The powerful uppercut found its home all night, ultimately deciding the outcome of the match. By the age of 25, Gervonta had become one of boxing's brightest stars. But alongside his rising fame, he became embroiled in numerous scandals. While partying at a nightclub, Tank got into a fight and was arrested. Moreover, in February 2020, the boxer attacked his girlfriend during a basketball game. While some fans half-jokingly ascribed that behavior to Floyd's influence, the champion was taken into custody. He was soon released on bail, but spent almost 3 years under investigation. Davis's legal troubles didn't end there. While speeding in his Lamborghini, he ran a red light, causing an accident that injured 4 people, including a pregnant woman. Davis fled the scene, but soon turned himself in and received 90 days of house arrest and 3 years of probation. He later violated the terms of his sentence and spent the remaining 44 days in county jail. Things were going much better for him in the ring. In October 2020, Gervonta dropped down to the super featherweight division, where Leo Santa Cruz awaited him. The Mexican, dubbed Earthquake, he held 4 championship titles at different times.
That's the price that Chris Alvarez has to play.
Was ranked in the top 10 pound for pound.
Pace not only slowing down, another blistering 4 pound.
And had 37 victories with only 1 loss, which he had avenged.
But he's taking a lot punch. And he takes a knee.
Gervonta hadn't faced anyone of this caliber before.
Davis,
Making his pay-per-view debut, Davis mixed the jab with a counter uppercut.
Yes, he does. He jab, because when he does that, I already saw early.
Aiming to puncture the gas tank early on.
Combination punching with Santa Cruz can push Davis.
The Mexican waited for Tank to throw, to launch his own offense.
bring Davis is into the deeper waters as they exchange.
Although there was no knockdown,
He rolls it. No knockdown.
an elated Santa Cruz got into the swing.
Focus, but Santa Cruz now unloading on Davis. Santa Cruz taking small steps, and there's a left hook. Again, the left should count yet. Inquiring minds want to know. Left hook by.
While the American was forced to fire back with uppercuts.
Cruz wants to keep Davis corralled in the...
Look at the difference. When Davis is the aggressor, you see a totally different fight going to...
After listening to Floyd's instructions, Davis began to spice it up in the 4th.
Digging to the...
You don't always see Davis...
To his credit, Santa Cruz didn't shy away from trading with Tank.
And there's Santa Cruz through the right, and Davis now moves, but Santa Cruz still looking to establish the jab, but he's getting hit.
Rolling back to distance, Davis reintroduced his main weapon and forced on the midsection.
Those punches from Santa Cruz, and again.
Meanwhile, the resilient Mexican was exploding with excellent combos from his tight guard.
Because as the game plan that he mentioned is...
Oh, and there's a right downstairs by Santa Cruz.
By the end of 6, Gervonta had a swollen eye, put his chin on the line, and went all in.
Davis now putting together power shots, landed another foot.
Leo spent a lot of energy under pressure and lingered at the ropes for too long.
Davis thought Santa Cruz was going to fold from his...
Switching from southpaw to a squared stance, Davis scored his coldest career KO.
Monster smash.
The devastating hit left Santa Cruz unconscious for several minutes. Fortunately, he eventually woke up with a smile on his face. Having produced the knockout of the year, Tank gave credit to his counterpart, which he rarely does.
I think I was breaking him down leading to like the 4th or 5th round. But he was like, you know how your body is telling you can't do it, but your mind is telling you like you can do it. That's where I knew that he was a fighter. He had a lot of heart because his mind was telling him like, keep pushing.
Riding the wave of success in the summer of 2021, Gervonta jumped up to the super lightweight division at 140 pounds. As usual, he immediately challenged for the WBA title, held by Mario Azteca Barrios. The young champion packed a wallop.
Yes, Barrios, he's fought here in the pit right here.
Had finished 9 of his last 10 adversaries. And had never lost in 26 matches. In the battle for the most stylish shorts, the taller Barrios calmly calibrated his right hook.
Doing a good job of keeping with the right hand, left hook.
And corralled his nemesis against the ropes.
And Davis.
Giving up a lot of reach, Davis feinted a jab to the body. Making the champion drop his hands.
To pro careers. There it is. And left by Davis.
He also lit up Mario as he came in.
To now the 30 seconds of the 3rd round.
Making the best of being shorter.
Well, he's touching Barrios.
As is customary in the 5th round, the Tank hit the road.
Still putting on the pressure. There's a right hook to the body by Davis. Barrios rips a left hook to the
and took up firing position.
pressure of Gervonta Tank Davis.
Constantly moving his head.
Distance.
Davis has taken Barrios' punches well also.
Yeah, good point.
He repeatedly launched the left cross down the barrel.
Barrios, you can't just throw it straight all the time. Oh.
Double jab full of
And then caught his foe off guard.
Right, but
Barrios didn't see the lead hook coming at all.
again.
Quickly springing back up, the champion ate another nasty blow. And yet, El Azteca got up again and entered survival mode under the stocky challenger's onslaught.
He's holding his ground.
After getting floored twice, Super Mario restored his shaken authority. Going into the 10th, Gervonta was somehow trailing on the unofficial scorecards.
On the unofficial, he's down. Okay. On the unofficial, I gotta be honest with you. That's what you want. You want from me. You don't want nobody lying to you. I'm 100 with you.
Yep, that was it. And
Hearing the unpleasant news, he tapped into his reserves,
this is not forced to.
making the ring too small for two.
left hook, left uppercut, right hand.
Was winning that round, but then Davis hurt him.
The exchange of bodies.
When the air in the ring was heavy with the scent of wreaths,
Taking that punch.
And Davis walking forward, walking through fire. Left uppercut.
Davis took a bite of the liver.
Hand to the body by Barrios. Barrios is down. Davis has ascended to 140.
The vintage left uppercut proved harmful to any part of the body. Tank secured his 25th victory and a belt in his 3rd weight class.
So one thing I have to say is hard over.
What does it mean to you now to be a 3-division champion? You joined Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Manny Pacquiao, Julio Cesar Chavez, and many greats.
I can't, compare myself to them greats yet. This man, thank you for, guiding me the right way, Floyd. I appreciate you.
One quick question to Floyd Mayweather. Do you see him in the greats along with yourself and the others that I named?
He got the potential. When I met Tank when he was 14 or 15 years old, I told him I'll make you a world champion and you'll be one of the best someday. So I'm proud of him.
Returning to the lightweight division, the 27-year-old Gervonta accepted the challenge from Isaac Cruz. Standing at 5'4", the stocky puncher could spark people with one touch.
Moving forward, not landing an awful lot of shots. Oh, that was there it is!
And was revered for his devastating combinations.
From our standpoint, big right hook, down, go to punch. Oh, brutal hook in the right hand.
That earned him the moniker Mexican Mike Tyson.
He saw Cruz. Right uppercut, another right uppercut.
For the first time, Tank was set to face someone who matched his punching power.
The bell round.
Bobbing and weaving like his nickname suggested.
For this fight than he has for any fight in a long time.
He hasn't had
Cruz pressed forward with hefty hooks, Mexican style.
Collecting data.
Shadowing for the future in this fight. Oh my!
Oh, and Cruz just staggered! Davis with them!
Aiming to send the head flying into the audience with every swing.
That got Davis's attention as Davis looks to...
Despite being bigger for once, Davis was forced to constantly backpedal and set traps with uppercuts.
He's not throwing much punches.
Oh, that is able to evacuate. Jab.
The challenger blocked the champion's signature move, but eventually fell for a deceptive punch. Gervonta lowered his hand, signaling an uppercut, but changed the trajectory to a hook.
Counter.
To slow down the mobile American,
Trying to land that right.
Isaac initiated his attacks with body shots.
Defense. Lulling Cruz.
Drove his punches.
Cruz landed that right uppercut.
Simultaneously dodging the trademark ballista.
Why not?
And there's that left uppercut again. And Cruz wearing...
Davis had established a comfortable distance by the midpoint.
So far.
Now
aided by precise crosses.
Again, the uppercut. Davis and then Davis.
And natural reflexes.
His offensive shell.
And good
for a 10-rounder on this card, so they feel like...
Been the issue here tonight.
No, you know...
Round 8.
Right there.
The iron-domed Cruz
has been the more effective punch
was throwing with conviction.
On cue.
58-56.
Nice.
Paying attention to the midsection.
And there is no backing down in Cruz.
Lead left hook to the body by Cruz. A couple of right hands.
That's a big part of his game plan.
So it's Davis.
Big uppercut
by
Davis.
Which escalated the tensions in the ring.
Going upstairs. Right hook.
Continuing to maneuver.
Davis trying to blind Cruz with the jab before.
Gervonta was slowly getting the better of the fatiguing Mexican.
Utilizing the range and all. Lead left scores for crafty combination. Counter right hook left.
The challenger responded sporadically.
Going to the body again, showing his wrestling. A lot of grappling as we head to round 9.
But sensing he was falling behind, bit down on his mouthpiece in the 10th and surged forward.
Think, maybe it's a boring fight. Maybe he's not fighting well.
It's fascinating how Cruz
delivering his best sequence.
Wants to jab his way. Wow, what a...
In addition to the blow, Davis injured his left hand.
Needed to defeat Gervonta,
but managed to steal the championship rounds using only his right.
Hard to think this fight's close.
Good-handed fighter, that right hand.
Tank celebrated a unanimous victory, letting the fight go to the judges for the first time in 7 years.
The undefeated WBA lightweight champion of the world.
With his streak of 17 consecutive finishes cut short, he couldn't help but appreciate the opponent's efforts, especially since after this match, the persistent Cruz would go on to win a championship belt in the division above.
He's definitely a warrior. I think that, even though he didn't get the win, a star was born tonight.
Next in line was Rolly Romero. The chiseled Cuban boasted a lethal left hook and an unblemished record,
Left hook by Rolly. I'll get to that in a minute. And a left hook.
having stopped 12 out of 14 rivals.
Off balance, trying desperately to stave off the attack of Rolando Romero. He goes down.
The cocky challenger didn't mince his words in the lead-up, making their rivalry personal.
You a stupid fucking dwarf, man. I'm telling you, man. I can't even mess with your fucking head. I can't even mess with your fucking head. It's so fucking big, like this fucking big. And your fucking little T-Rex arms, man. My dick's longer than your fucking arms. I'm gonna knock this chump the fuck out. Like that.
This guy just here to talk. He trying to talk his way into the fight. That ain't gonna work.
Davis took his time easing into the fight.
It's 52 seconds to see.
Stayed tight defensively.
Landed any.
Well, he did mention Robert.
And taunted the surprisingly serious Cuban.
Davis, whoop it.
Intent on keeping his promise, Romero sought to catch the American against the ropes.
Because he's going after him now.
The jab that Romero's using, really effective.
Having made his reads, Tank dialed in his shotgun.
He might want to jab his way
and fired on the counter in the 6th round.
Seems kind of awkward, but in this fight he's not looking.
There's a big left hand. It's over.
Drawing Raleigh in, Davis swung a mean left hook, folding Romero with his own weapon.
In this fight, he's not the one. There's a big left.
However sweet the victory was, he refrained from dancing on his opponent's grave.
As you know, this interview was coming up. As much as I wanted to be cocky, but I want to thank Broly. I want to thank his team, and I wish him the best in the future.
Winning 8 consecutive title bouts under the WBA banner, Gervonta was eager for new horizons. Looking for bigger showdowns, Tank wanted to fight on other platforms, but Floyd had a different opinion. This led to serious disagreements, resulting in a split at the end of 2022. After severing their long-term relationship, both couldn't refrain from publicly criticizing each other. Soon, the criticism turned into an open feud that continues to this day. Davis's personal life was also turbulent. 10 days before his next fight, his girlfriend called the police, screaming that he was trying to kill her.
Please help me! He's gonna kill me! Ma'am, what's the address?
Gervonta was handcuffed. He spent the night behind bars until the following day, when the alleged victim admitted that the boxer hadn't touched her. Tank was released, but the news of another arrest further tarnished his already controversial reputation. After resolving his legal issues in 2023, Gervonta went up against Hector Garcia. The former Olympian was a first-class counterpuncher.
I'm not seeing all. Big straight left.
And held the WBA Super Featherweight title.
The bell.
The challenger stayed patient, trying to counter every strike by the American.
Garcia landed the
There's
counter
another left side. Goes to the body. Oh, a good counter.
In the opening stretches, Davis was gathering the data as usual. And come the 4th round, he took decisive action.
Garcia down with.
And Davis. There's a 3-punch.
The champion gradually picked up speed.
Again looking to slow Tank Davis. Final 10 seconds. And again.
To which Garcia responded with combinations to the body.
You know, some of them are pretty effective.
In the 8th frame, amid an intense firefight,
David comes on top of it.
Side of Garcia's head by Davis, so action picking up here. Davis able to go over the top with that left, and Davis digging the body. Good combination.
A skirmish broke out in the arena. The audience was so engrossed in the amateur brawl that the referee had to pause the action in the ring. After a 2-minute unscheduled break, Davis sharply increased his output.
Going toe-to-toe now. Oh, there's a
big money maker for him.
Yeah, you have a sense that.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there.
Another jab from Garcia. Davis looking.
And landed a left hand at the end.
Right hand. There's a right uppercut by Davis. Oh, and that momentary. Davis hurt Garcia here in round 8.
Surviving until the bell, Garcia admitted he couldn't see.
I can't see.
Well, the power of Davis.
And his corner made the only sensible decision. Getting his 26th KO, Tank spoke as if it were his first.
How would you assess this fight and your performance?
I got stuff to work on, but
Like what?
everything. I'm a fighter, and I'm not retired, so my cup never full. I'm always willing to learn.
In the wake of yet another successful defense, the 28-year-old Gervonta finally secured a mega fight. Ryan Garcia had gained worldwide stardom through short social media clips. Where the 23-year-old protege of Oscar De La Hoya showcased his unique speed. While getting viral online, he was also conquering the professional ring, scoring 19 stoppages in 23 wins, and proved he could box indeed.
Guys now having their moments.
Calling himself the King, the handsome yet ruthless technician with an excellent left hook was considered boxing's next big star.
Oh, and a left hand! Sits boxing it down! Flat on his back! It's over!
Leading up to one of the most anticipated clashes in recent years, tempers flared between the boxers.
Again, you just have to wait and see when I'm in there why I'm so special. You're laughing, but I'm dead serious. It's gonna happen and it's gonna be over, quick.
That's all he relying on is a hook. No defense, no nothing, no footwork, no head movement. He don't have no head movement, no nothing.
Final word. what they're going to get come Saturday night.
His ass whooped.
What'd he say?
An ass whooping.
After a measured first round, Davis was forced to retreat.
Power punches landed in the first 3 minutes.
And it turns out Garcia's the first one.
Garcia was full of himself.
Pressure on Davis. Landing the right and left. And Davis.
Until Tank opened return fire.
Underneath that left hook. What a shot! What a missile!
Trying to land the glorified left hook, the King lost his balance and paid for it immediately. Not rushing things, Gervonta was throwing the cross.
Or do not.
Countered a la his former promoter.
Fainting by Davis and able to.
And kept his sights on the body.
That left hook that landed, that one just missed, but Garcia
was at the moment and he said, no, I gotta.
In the 7th round, Garcia began to get back into it.
Alicia on there, Garcia.
Because that. Oh!
But got carried away again.
Left hooks he's been able to get in.
Another left hook and a right hand by Garcia. And now, Garcia forced.
This time for good.
Mamma mia!
Sitting down low as possible, Davis found his way to the liver.
New face of boxing.
Garcia tried to wear it off, but the sharp, growing pain folded him in half.
And now, Garcia.
Notching the biggest win of his career and selling over 1 million pay-per-view buys, Tank wasn't as humble anymore.
I remember many years ago, we spoke, and you spoke to us. You said, I've watched Floyd. I watched Canelo. I look at all the tapes of Ray Leonard, Manny Pacquiao, all these guys. I'm going to be the face of boxing. Are you now?
I'm definitely face of boxing. Absolutely.